Okay, now June 1864. The fourth year of the Bankyo era became the Ganji Ganen, and the summer sweetly blossomed. Spring shed its blooming skin, giving birth to lush green trees facing the wide-open sky. Ah. During one of these beautiful summer days, it was time to pick which guy I was going to go with. I finished cleaning after everyone ate breakfast, and Saito brought me to the hall of Hijikata. To Hijikata, I did that again.
Commander, it's Saito. I've brought Yukimura. Come in.
Saito responded by quietly opening the sliding doors, gesturing me to enter the room. Upon entering, I saw Hijikata, but also Okita, Nagakura, Harada, and Heisuke in the hall. It appeared that only the captains, who were aware of my situation, were present.
I know you have been waiting for some time, but the time has finally come to let you out.
Really? I could barely contain the excitement in my voice, as soon as the words came out of his mouth. So, is it true there was a man in Fushimi that matched my father's profile?
We're not sure if it's true or not. It was our intention to let you verify for us, considering his daughter would recognize him best.
I nodded in response. For now, any information pertaining to my father was appreciated, so I was thankful. So, where is this man who supposedly looks like my father?
Our initial reports outline a place called the Harada Inn in Fushimi. Saito's assigned to check.
Saito is assigned. I wasn't sure if that meant I was to accompany Saito, or if I would have to wait longer for him. Then Harada chimed in.
But this doesn't necessarily mean Koto is a guest of this inn. Yeah, being sighted in Fushimi could just mean he was walking around the city of Kyoto. Exactly. So that's why I'm asking the three of you, Harada, Shinpachi, and Heisuke, to take her along on your rounds to assist her search for Koto.
All of us? Usually we split up and go on rounds separately. Hijikata didn't bother entertaining a response, instead looking towards me. Was he suggesting these were the men who were responsible for dealing with me should I attempt to flee? Heisuke must have sensed this as well, so he made no attempt to push the issue any further. I understand what you're saying, but I don't like the fact that you're making us do all the babysitting. I thought you planned on patrolling as well, Hijikata. So, for your own benefit, why don't you show your adorable page the ropes by having her with you?
What the hell are you talking about? Aren't you the one who pushed her onto me? I'm not having any of your insolence today. She isn't my page.
Maybe, but all the lower-ranking men are starting to believe it. There is, after all, a grain of truth in every lie, so why don't you give her a befitting job? As Okita and Hijikata bickered at one another, the mood of the room was locked in their tense words until Harada whispered to me.
Well, Kyoto, as you've seen, isn't the safest place right now, so don't force yourself to leave. I mean, we all know what Koto looks like too, so the risk doesn't have to be yours alone.
I could look for my father in Fushimi, or join the patrol rounds, assuming he's moved places, or stay here to keep safe from the outside, or accompany Hijikata as his page. Gonna join them on their rounds. Well, I would like to accompany Nagakura, Harada, and Heisuke on their patrol.
What? You plan on coming with us? I hope you know that going on rounds ain't a walk in the park. Come on, don't scare her away. I doubt there's anyone out there dumb enough to pick a fight with any of the three of us.
Yeah, you're safe with us! Thank you. My hands trembled from excitement. I was going to be able to join Nagakura and the others. Alright, do this again. Although I was given approval to peruse the inner yard or the front gate, this was special. It was almost 5 months since I'd been able to step out of the headquarters and explore. It was as if I could take my first breath after being submerged underwater.
Just make sure to stay close, yeah? I know you know, but you gotta watch your back in Kyoto.
Got it. While tagging alongside the men on their rounds, I was served a dose of reality I wasn't prepared for. A pervasive sense of revulsion came from every pair of eyes laid on the Shinsengumi. However, when we met their judgmental gaze, they pretended to go about their business, shuffling themselves away. Their body language denoted a mixture of fear and disgust, as if they were paralyzed by rumors. Amidst the haze, I overheard someone mutter, "The Mibu Wolves."
What's the matter? You don't look too shabby. You feeling sick?
Oh no, it's nothing like that. I brought my voice to a whisper and quietly asked Harada a question. What are the Mibu Wolves? I've heard it in murmurs from the townspeople since we started doing our rounds.
Oh, that's our nickname. Since we were originally Ronin from the town of Mibu, they called us the Mibu Wolves since we packed together.
I'm not sure if being a wolf is something to be proud of. But why? You guys are protecting the safety of Kyoto, right?
People from Kyoto don't like outsiders. Those bastards call us names like bumpkins, and insult us with every chance they get. Well, we're not exactly in Edo, where you have a mixture of folks from different domains. It's no surprise to hear they're not exactly open-minded.
As it stood, the warriors seemed used to how the townspeople treated them. I kept my hands at my side, keeping a keen eye around the city for any sign of my father. All of a sudden...
Hey! What did you just say? Defying the Imperial warriors is no better than shooting an arrow at the Emperor.
A group of thugs with greasy, unkempt hair were causing trouble with some of the townsfolk. Heisuke noticed the emerging fray and was quick to aid whomever the thugs were harassing.
Hey, what the hell are you guys doing? The Shinsengumi are here. Pipe down!
The Mibu Wolves?
The Ronin caught sight of the Shinsengumi's light blue jackets and drew his sword in response. It was clear, however, the Ronin were no match.
Stay put. As long as you chumps don't start anything, we'll let you live.
God damn it.
One of the Ronin tried to make a run for it by pushing through the surrounding warriors.
Hey! Wait up, you bastard!
Heisuke chased after him, but the Ronin was quick at navigating the crowds, giving him the edge. I didn't think there was any chance of catching him, but then, appearing out of nowhere...
Just where do you think you're going? If you didn't do anything suspicious, there's no need for you to run.
A mysterious samurai appeared, grabbing the Ronin's shoulders and stopping him in his tracks.
Get out of my way!
Ugh.
The Ronin threw a punch at the samurai, landing in his face.
Ha! Who do you think you are? You're just a two-bit punk. Stay out of this!
The Ronin roared with a smug laughter. Attempting to run, he was stopped by Harada.
Whoa now, where are you off to, little P? Don't tell me you're a coward who's gonna betray his comrade and flee. You're going to come with us to headquarters. I hope you don't plan on having any visitors soon.
God damn it! How dare you!
Before the Ronin could swing his sword, Nakakura and Harada tackled and subdued him, with broken bones.
What are you doing? Let me go!
Shut up. You don't have a right to complain anymore. Any more and we'll hurt you.
Heisuke approached the mysterious samurai who attempted to stop the Ronin.
Thanks for helping. We owe you.
The samurai sat on the floor with his head down, hiding his bloody, disgruntled face. Oh, poor boy.
I didn't do this for you, so save your thanks for yourself.
He wiped his mouth without wincing, adjusting his posture sheepishly. It sounded as if he was muttering to himself.
I guess the rumors are true. The Shinsengumi are nothing more than a bunch of hooligans. Pfft. He was right all along.
Heisuke was visibly angered by the samurai's words.
Hey! Where do you get off calling us a bunch of hooligans?
Don't you get it? Everyone in Edo is saying it. Shinsengumi, a bunch of selfish, self-absorbed, bloodthirsty murderers.
The samurai's harsh words rang deep within Harada, causing him to grab the samurai's collar and push him against the wall.
What the hell did you just say? Why are you shooting the messenger? He asked me, so I answered. Well, why don't you man up and tell us what you really think? Not just the hot rumors floating all around Edo. Open up now. But wait, I already told you that I had nothing to do with this bullshit. Hey you! Standing over there! Come over here and give me a hand!
Give it up, man. Once Sana's on a roll, there's no stopping him. He doesn't play around, especially with jokesters. If you want any chance of making it out of here, I suggest you apologize to me and my friends.
So is that what people in Edo are saying about us now?
Well...
He turned away awkwardly, and a piece of paper dropped out of his inner pocket.
What's this?
Harada reached down to pick up the piece of paper, and the samurai's eyes widened in panic.
Wait! Don't touch that!
The samurai raced his hand down to grab the paper, but Nagakora and Heisuke were faster than him.
Whoa there!
Unhand me! What do you think you're doing?
With two men holding him down, the samurai's desperate attempts to break free of their grasp were hopeless. They were far too strong. We should be asking you the same thing. Why are you acting so suspiciously?
Shut up, you bunch of hooligans!
Harada grabbed the piece of paper and examined it as Nagakora and Heisuke argued with the samurai. His face wore a deeply concerned expression. I wasn't able to catch a glimpse myself. My heart pounded. Was it a lead from my father? Did it describe a plot against the Shinsengumi? Suddenly, Harada looked up to question him.
Alright, where did you get this drawing?
Harada's tone of voice shifted as if the two were locked in a duel to the death.
Huh? What's on it?
Nagakora could sense something was off with Harada. Harada handed the piece of paper to Nagakora without speaking a word. Nagakora examined it for a second before passing it to Heisuke, both of whom snapped into alertness.
None of you know what you're dealing with. You won't get away with this. I'm a samurai. We don't care. You're going to answer us right now.
The conversation shifted into an interrogation, one party in full control and demanding answers. The samurai glared intensely at the captains, but his words did not match his intensity.
An acquaintance from Edo gave it to me. Who is this acquaintance? What gives you the right to question me? This is none of your business. That's nice, but we're the ones who decide whether or not it's our business. Just kindly answer the questions and no one gets hurt.
Harada was clearly growing frustrated with the samurai's lack of cooperation. It was clear the samurai had nowhere to run, so he gave in, hoping to be let go.
Okay. It's an apprentice of an artist in Edo. I don't have anything else I can tell you. So, did this apprentice give you this drawing, or did they sell it to someone looking for it? It wasn't for sale. I begged them for it and they gave it to me. That's it.
Is this the only copy of this drawing? Are there more of these in circulation?
I have no idea about that, but as far as I know, this is the only one. I see.
Harada held the piece of paper in his hands, exhaling while staring at it pensively. Nagakora continued.
Here's what's going to happen. We're gonna take the drawing to headquarters along with you.
What do you mean? Why do I have to go with...
The desperation in his voice was palpable, but Nagakora and Harada gave him no chance to leave.
Stop complaining. You gonna tell us your name finally?
The samurai fired a glance at Harada so sharp it could have cut, but he finally relented.
Soma. My name is Kazue Soma.
Soma, huh? Well, just consider yourself unlucky and let it go. We'll discuss everything at headquarters. If we learn you're innocent, then you'll be free to go. Despite Heisuke's reassurances, Soma showed no signs of giving up and seethed with anger.
How the hell am I supposed to believe anything you say? You're taking me away without any proof of wrongdoing.
Give us a chance to resolve things peacefully, at least. Stop your complaining. Heisuke seemed to be acting genuinely to Soma. I was surprised they didn't do anything worse. So we apprehended Soma along with the Ronin from earlier and returned to headquarters. I was still curious about what the drawing was on the piece of paper. Perhaps it's best that I don't know. The men kept to themselves quietly on our walk. Alright, so I'll skip through this because this is mostly to do with Soma. I'll stop it when the three guys say goodbye to him, though. It's a pretty nice drawing. Okay. We can say goodbye to him at least.
I wish you all well.
Heisuke, Nagakura, and Harada escorted him to the gate. I think they wanted to see him off.
Hey, sorry for dragging you all the way here.
Well, if you had listened to me in the beginning, you would have known that I was innocent. There was no need to take my drawing from me.
Aw, don't be like that. If the contents of that drawing got out, it would have been even worse for you. Consider it a favor.
Perhaps you have a point, but still.
Well, at least we got word of Rianovsky's whereabouts, so why don't we call it case closed?
Sure. Soma, was it? Seeing as we can put the past behind us now, why don't you swing by the base and hang out with us when you get the chance?
Hang out with you? I think if I get involved with the Shinsengumi, there would be a bevy of possible repercussions for me.
Oh yeah, you're working for the domain, huh? I guess if word gets out that you're hanging with us, you could get trouble.
Well, our domain is...
Well, would you look at the time? I think I have to grab dinner stuff. Sano, Heisuke, let's roll.
Sure thing. Anyways, later, Soma. Let's hang out again.
Oh, sure.
The three of them hurried off to shop for their dinner ingredients, once again leaving me behind. Soma looked at me shyly, and we both smiled faintly before finding the courage to speak.
Oh, I forgot to ask you. Are you a warrior of the Shinsengumi as well?
No. I'm not a warrior, though. It's a long story.
I see. Pardon me. I had no intention of prying. That was none of my business.
Oh, it's fine.
I don't want to overstay my welcome. Please send everyone my regards.
Oh, sure. Goodbye. I bowed politely and Soma walked towards the gate. Soma was so full of mystery, reminding me just how far I was from home. I turned to head back to headquarters alone in the bleak summer night. All the way back inside the door. That's how far I had to go. Hey, we made it to chapter 2. Now, where was Harada again? I think he was with the main force. Right? I gotta think about that. No, he went with, oh gosh, Hijikata. That's right, so I'll have to stay behind. No news of my father came forth the other day, and somber restlessness took a hold of me. Originally, it seemed Hijikata granted me approval to accompany the captains on their rounds through Kyoto to search for my dad. Then he called me in. Oh, right. This is just Heisuke and Soji. I can skip through this too. I'm gonna skip through some of this stuff. We're gonna stay behind. Whoops. This time around. After contemplating, I decided to stay in. I couldn't convince myself that I wouldn't be a burden to them during dangerous situations. Still, it was disheartening to think about. Another dull day spent inside. Throughout the past 6 months, I was allowed to finally search for my father on the rounds, and I felt like a part of the house by contributing. Even though sometimes I was occupied with cleaning or cooking, it seemed like I was serving my part to the Shinsengumi in a meaningful way. I spent most of my time with the captains, but there were many opportunities to chat with the warriors and come to know them as real people. Maybe they were starting to think of me as a warrior in training rather than Hijikata's page. These worrying thoughts made me so anxious I was turning numb. The idea that I had become so dependent on the Shinsengumi at this moment. What should I do today? I was resigned to the consequences of my decision, something that felt like I was wasting away the tender moments of my life in these headquarters. I was, in short, with nothing to do. All right. I decided to enter the inner courtyard, where maybe I could feel a pleasant breeze tingle my face in the shade. The quaintness may calm me down. I mean, you could hope. Damn it. Alas, no winds blew through the courtyard today, no reprieve from the harsh sun bearing down upon this dry emptiness. Is this when Sanon shows up? I had a feeling it was going to be a bad day. Shade was the best I could hope for, it seemed. I sat in whatever shade I could find. Something occurred to me as the sun roasted Kyoto. Oh, right. My father's been here, hasn't he? They'd mentioned it, but they hadn't told me why. Was he tending to the injured? Or perhaps educating the Shinsengumi on how to avoid illness? Maybe he'd intended to stay here long term. My father never mentioned to have been with the Shinsengumi. He'd visited only a few times, or so I'd been told. If he'd really been their doctor, then he would have visited far more often. Which left me with the question, why? It was extremely clear to me that the Shinsengumi had plenty of secrets, but I grew suspicious that these secrets deeply implicated my father as well. No, that can't be right, can it? I shook my head again, trying my best to dispel the dark thoughts taking shape.
What can't be right?
Ah! I spun around to find that Sanon had walked behind me, utterly undetected and unannounced. Yeah, I thought it was this thing with you. Ah, well, we'll do it. Oh, Sanon, is it all right for you to be walking around?
Please, I'm no bedridden invalid. There is nothing wrong with me.
There was a hint of coldness to his words.
Although my left hand is something of an invalid.
I couldn't bear to look at the sad, twisted smile he gave me. His arm hadn't healed, and it seemed certain now that it never would. The rest of the captains seemed sure that he would never be able to use his arm as he'd done before.
And what are you doing? Are you allowed out of your room? You haven't been given the run of our headquarters, I'm sure.
Yes, I know. I'm sorry. They usually let me walk around as I please, so long as I didn't go in anyone's room, but I knew that technically I was confined to my room. Any freedom given to me was simply a courtesy. In other words, Sanon was right. If he decided to chastise me for being in the courtyard, I had no reasonable response. There were some things I wanted to think about. I hoped the courtyard would be breezy. The moment the words were out of my mouth, I realized they sounded far more like childish excuses than a valid explanation.
When you sneak about without permission, it makes it seem as if you have something to hide.
I'm sorry. Still, I was beginning to grow accustomed to the subtle cruelty that seemed to accompany each word from Sanon's mouth. All right, I'm going back to my room, then. I turned and began to walk away. Sanon's unpleasantness had started after he was wounded during his trip to Osaka. He spent most of his time locked in his room now, and he was quick to lash out on others in response. I knew the loss of his arm hurt him, more than I could understand, but I wished he could go back to being the warm, kind man he was originally. I turned around to see him still standing there. It's really hot out today. You should try and stay out of the sun. Please, take care of yourself. I gave him a nervous little laugh, and he responded with a chuckle of his own. His smile didn't look forced.
Thank you. Take care of yourself as well.
Okay. The Sanon I'd first met was still there. My spirits lifted, I ran back to my room. No. It was later that evening that the compound exploded with activity. I was walking down the hall when I heard footsteps and turned to see Nagakura coming toward me.
Nagakura?
What's that for? He glanced down almost absently at his hands, holding a candle and an exceptionally long needle.
One of the Choshu guys we picked up isn't talking. Hijikata's gonna talk to him personally, but he said he didn't have the right, tools and sent me to get these.
I don't understand.
Look, kid, ignorance is bliss, alright? Don't think about it too much.
He gave another bark of laughter, turned his back on me, and walked off. Okay. As the sun began to set, the activity in the compound reached a fever pitch. It was so busy that I couldn't even help with making dinner. The commotion was overwhelming. Heisuke! He shot past my door, then wheeled back around. What happened? All the men are running around. Any word from that Choshu prisoner?
Yeah, the guy finally broke. It looks like they're having a meeting right now. We're getting ready for a raid.
Oh. Heisuke went on to explain that the Shinsengumi would be splitting into 2 groups and searching locations at opposite ends of the city. Kondo would take 10 men to the Ikeda Inn, and Hijikata would take 24 to the Shikoku Inn.
I heard they might be at Shikoku. Gotta say, I'm kinda pissed the chief's sending me to the Ikeda.
They'd send more men with Hijikata because they thought he'd be seeing action. Kondo and his men were to make sure they covered all their bases. You mean there aren't even 40 men ready?
Yeah, kinda sucks because there's so many men who get sick when we need them most.
I'd known that the heat in close quarters made some men sick, but I hadn't known it was so many.
Huh. We sent word to the Aizu and the Judiciary Commissioner, but looks like they don't care.
Sounds like you've got your work cut out for you. Unfortunately, there wasn't much I could offer him apart from sympathy. I had a feeling it was going to be a difficult night. After all the men capable of fighting had left for their respective assignments, Sanan called for me.
I am sure it was only out of courtesy, but the chief has asked me to protect the compound.
Sanan's passive-aggressive attitude reared its head.
It's mostly empty, of course, but someone may try to attack us for that very reason. I must ask you to stay where I can see you. I may need to give you orders should the worst occur.
Okay. I hesitated a moment, then spoke. Does that mean you'll protect me? I wasn't sure why, but he laughed at that.
Well, I should hope I'll be more use than the men who've been confined to their beds, at least.
Was I supposed to be happy? His smile was so sad, I wasn't sure what to say. It seemed to hurt him most when the other men were out fighting and all he could do was wait. The silence between us stretched out until the door to our room suddenly opened without a sound.
Colonel Sanan, we've confirmed that the Choshu are meeting at Ikeda.
The Ikeda Inn?
Oh dear. That's less than desirable. The Shinsengumi has never been good with chance.
His tone was light, but his face was serious, and with good reason. They'd been certain Shikoku was the right location, and had sent only half as many men to Ikeda.
Yamazaki, can you do me a favor?
The man whom he'd called Yamazaki nodded curtly. He is the Shinsengumi officer and spy, as well as a member of the Watch. Despite not Despite not living in the Yagi residence, he is aware of my situation. I drink some water. Okie doke.
First, go tell Hijikata that the enemy is meeting at Ikeda. He should still be on his way to Shikoku. And I'm sorry to trouble you with it, but I need you to take this child with you as well.
Wait. Yamazaki seemed just as surprised. I paused before thinking about what's next. Why me? Why me? I feel like if I were to go with him, I would only be a burden. Why did he choose me? I can't stand the thought of getting in someone's way and being the reason something bad happened.
You may be a burden, but at the end of it, you could also save someone's life if you're lucky.
Sanan responded while giving me a cold gaze.
There may be Ronin out to intercept you. And besides, there is a chance that Choshu has reinforcements. If your message were to be intercepted, then you will be sure not to reach Hijikata in time.
Sanan finished with a soft smile I hadn't seen him use for weeks.
Do you see what I'm trying to say?
Yes. If the worst should happen, I can hold off any Choshu Ronin and give her the message.
What? It sounded as if they were suggesting if things went badly, Yamazaki would sacrifice himself.
Yes. Of course, I doubt it will come to that. We're short of men right now, which means there's more I need you to do. You'll need to notify the Aizu Judiciary Commissioner as well.
That would have Yamazaki running all across Kyoto. I suppose it really drove home just how thin the Shinsengumi was stretched. And there's no other person that could do this job? What about Shimada? Shimada is another Shinsengumi spy who is trusted enough with knowledge of my situation. Sanan shook his head. The Shinsengumi need every single member they can get, and Shimada was with the Shikoku team. Which means that, apart from Yamazaki, I was the only one that could possibly serve as a messenger at the moment.
You're Yukimura, right? I heard you know a little about how to protect yourself.
Yes, I do.
Unfortunately, I can't guarantee your safety. If you can manage, you're welcome to join me.
If I tried to run away while we were out, I had no doubt that he would kill me without hesitation. This mission is his priority, not my life. Even so, I'll go. I can take care of myself. You don't need to worry about me. Sanan gave me a small smile. I knew he wanted to join the battle more than anyone, but we both knew that wasn't possible. The least I could do was carry out my mission.
Very well. I accept your request, Colonel.
He bowed, and as he stepped out of the room and turned to me.
Run with all your might.
I took off after him, my legs working as hard as they could.